Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. Hope everybody is getting their week off to a great start. I hope that you are focused, you are centered, you are keenly aware of the things that you are going to pursue and overtake this week. No matter what, if you're experiencing delays, you're experiencing setbacks, if you're experiencing resistance, that's par for the course. Trust me. I know delay. I know disappointment. I know frustration. I know having obstacles in the way. I know things turning out differently than you anticipate. Everything that you could possibly be facing as you're striving to reach the next level. I've experienced it. I may be going through some of that right now. You'll never see me whining and complaining about it. You'll never see me throwing pity parties about it. Trust me, I've been through a lot. You got to remember, it was just 2 years ago. This past March make 2 years where I had 5 heart attacks over the course of a week. Previous to that, I had been hospitalized in ICU for seizures that turned out to may have been mini strokes. Luckily, it wasn't anything long and lasting, but I was incapacitated by the first one back in 2016. The seizure was so intense that it dislocated both shoulders. And for you, anyone that knows, if you are a writer, if your research is about you inputting data and you can't use your arms, you can't even dress yourself. I'm telling you, I've been through some things. What I'm telling you is that can't stop you. You can't allow the moment to be bigger than your destiny. You can't allow the moment to be bigger than your purpose. If I could tell you some of the things that I have had to overcome to achieve the things that I've achieved, it would totally blow your mind. This isn't about life laying down for you. This isn't about life sitting up and just handing over what you demand of it. This is about you sitting up and making up in your mind that no matter what comes, you're not quitting. No matter what is in front of you, you're not folding. No matter what people say about you, it's not going to deter you. You're going to have to get to a place where there's absolutely nothing that'll stop you. I'm telling you, I've been to some dark places. Matter of fact, anything that I have been able to accomplish that I consider to be a worthy goal or a worthwhile accomplishment came with challenge. So anything that you could possibly be dealing with right now, I've been through it, but I'm still breathing. I'm still standing. I'm still fighting. I'm still grinding. I'm still doing things that will definitely leave a legacy. See, people can talk about the things, and if you're not careful, you got to watch people. Because, see, there are some people that need you to be less than who you are in order to be able to be okay with who they are. The fact that you may be doing some things, the fact that you may be received by many, the fact that you may be accomplishing, the fact that you may be overcoming the curses of past generations may not sit well with them. They might not be able to process it in a manner that they can see the beauty in it. And so they will sit up and they will regurgitate and tell you and point out things about you. If you're not careful, it'll bring you down. They'll talk about where you thought you should be by this time. The thing is, I'm always probably going to be behind where I think I should be, because that's how I push myself. That's how I challenge myself. If I'm getting to the goals too comfortably, I'm not challenging myself enough. If the goal isn't so huge that it creates this immediate urgency and it's almost intimidating, then I'm not pushing myself enough. So I'm never going to be where I think I should be, because I believe I should be way far beyond where I am. But I tell you what, I'm beyond where most have treaded and will ever tread, because I challenge myself. And I believe in each and every person, there's something inside of you that's beautiful. There's something inside of you that's gifted. And I want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about that today. There's something inside of you that is absolutely beautiful. And I don't care who you are, where you come from, how life started. What I'm telling you is there's something inside of you that's beautiful. It's your gift. It's It's your talent. It's what's been implanted in you by the Creator so that you have a place in this world, so that you have a purpose in this world. But many of you have misplaced it. Many of you have set it aside. Many of you have thwarted it and compromised it and contaminated it. Many of you are allowing other people to define what it is and how it should be used. And that's why you haven't gotten out of it what you should be getting out of it. But I want to challenge you this morning. I want to challenge you. There's this poem, and there's a line in this poem, and it goes a little something like this. It says, "Many of flowers have bloomed unceasingly and wasted sweetness among the cold desert air." What does that mean? When you look at the context of the poem, what it's saying is many of talented people have gone unnoticed, and the world has never had a chance to experience or be exposed to their talent or their gift. Why? Because that person did not take the time to begin to express or demonstrate the fullness of that talent. They lacked the motivation and the movement to move themselves in a direction that would bring to this world the very thing that they were designed to bring. Dr. Miles Monroe said it this way, that the cemetery is the wealthiest place on the planet. And I've heard my big brother Les Brown requote that, but it was Dr. Miles Monroe, a distant mentor, that said a long time ago that the cemetery, the graveyard, is the wealthiest place. Why? Because in it you will find books unwritten, inventions that were never invented, businesses that were never started, careers that were never pursued, relationships that were never developed and cultivated. And I can go on and on and on. Why? Because the gift was never truly exploited. The gift was never truly put out and hammered on. And there's a verse in the book of Proverbs, I believe, that says that your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. That everybody has something implanted inside of them that opens up a door for them to explore greatness. But the problem is, society has a way of robbing you of it. Society has a way of minimizing it. Society has a way of redirecting you. Society has a way of making you adverse, developing an aversion to challenge, to pain, to difficulty, to displeasure, to the point that you pursue comfort over greatness. You pursue comfort over exceptional behavior. You pursue comfort over becoming phenomenal. And that's a problem. That's a problem. You've got to start speaking in a way that you can move, and then you've got to start taking action based on your thought processes. You've got to change your thinking, and when you change your thinking, your speech will change. I believe it was in the book of Matthew that it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Whatever you have deep in the deepest recesses of your soul or in your deepest recesses of your subconscious will be coming up at the most unconscious times of speech and communication, and you will find yourself speaking about yourself. How do you really, truly, and believe about yourself in the deepest recesses of your soul? And so if you're not speaking in the way you need to be, you need to first take a behavioral assessment. That means that, yes, I need to change what's beneath, but before I can change what's beneath, I need to start practicing consciously what I am speaking, what I am thinking. So whenever I'm in a conscious state, I've got to be in absolute control of what's flowing in my mind and out of my mouth. I've got to be very careful of that, because that's one of the way that I recalibrate the filters of my subconscious, and I tell it what's important and what I am establishing. It says, you shall declare a thing, you shall make a proclamation, you shall speak it, and it shall be established. You are literally having the power to establish something by way of speech. But see, it requires that you protect it away from negative thoughts. And your subconscious is producing on average about 60 to 70,000 thoughts underneath the surface on a daily basis. They never come to the surface, so your conscious isn't even aware of them, but they are influencing your subconscious reality. You're going to have to learn how to manage that. That's something that I do with my clients. Let me tell you something. A lot of you are measuring yourselves by what someone else has done. A lot of you are measuring yourselves by what you see in someone else. That's one thing that social media has done. Social media has created this reality where everybody is trying to measure up to what someone else is presenting without knowing the context of the story. See, I can tell you that I've written 25 books, that I've started 47 companies, that I've lived in this area, and I've traveled and lived here and did. I can tell you all of that. But see, that's not the story. That's results that I have decided to divulge. The story is that I've been in some difficult moments, that I never knew my father, that I have been homeless, that I have had some situations that were not favorable. I decided not to be defined by those moments. And that's the difference. Your life is going to ultimately be 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you respond to it. See, you can talk. See, a lot of you are measuring yourself against a story, but the story isn't complete. You're measuring yourself against what somebody has, but you don't know what it took to get there, and you don't know how they got there. What you've got to be doing, I tell people all the time, my only competition, my number one and only competition is the best version of myself. I'm looking at myself and I'm saying, this is who I should be, because this is the best version I can see of me now. And that's constantly evolving and advancing. The closer I get to it, the more I realize there's something better. Someone asked me some years ago, who is your number one hero? I say, man, I have a lot of people I admire. First and foremost, I admire my great-grandfather who adopted me and reared me as his own. He is the epitome of manhood to me. I admire Malcolm X. I admire Dr. King. I admire a number of different people for different things. I admire people who have gone out in this world and, despite the adversity, took it by the horns and did something with their lives. There's so far too many. Carter G. Woodson, Marcus Messiah Garvey. There are so many that have inspired me. And I've looked at and I said, but if I had to give you one person that is my ultimate hero, it's me 5 years from now. When I see him, I see exceptional. When I see him, I see extraordinary. When I see him, I see phenomenal. When I see him, I see caring. When I see him, I see love. When I see him, I see a husband striving to be the best he can be and never being satisfied with where he's at. When I see him, I see a father still fathering his adult children. And I strive to become. And what makes this hero so special is because I could never be Marcus Garvey. I could never be Malcolm X. I could never be Martin Luther King. I could never be Carter G. Woodson. I could never be any of the other people that are people I admire in today, but I can be that version of me 5 years from now. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop allowing yourself to be caught up in that. Look at yourself and challenge yourself. Become aware of who you are. Become aware of what you're capable of. Let me tell you something. Jordan Peterson once said, there's a worthy and noble ambition, strength in the face of adversity. The worthy and noble ambition is strength in the face of adversity. Then he says, that is very different from the wish for a life free of trouble. Far too many people are trying to circumvent the vicissitudes of life. Far too many people are trying to skirt around the challenges of life. Far too many people want the promise without the process. Far too many people want the prize without the process. The thing is, the worthy ambition is strength in the face of adversity, strength in the time of difficulty, strength in delay, strength in setbacks, strength in all that you're going to face. That's what is going to change the world. That's what's going to change your life. That's what's going to take you to the next level. Stop looking for the easy way. Stop looking for a way. Comfort will rob you of character. Character that is so necessary to carry out the exceptional tasks of your purpose. Comfort will make you fold and draw back. Comfort will make you seek a way around what you must go through. Oh, I'm telling you that I'm not here because I was able to find the trouble-free route. I'm here because I refused to fold in the midst of adversity. I decided to plant my seed of faith in the fertile soil of adversity. I decided to cultivate it with constant and consistent action. I decided to water it with a belief that nothing can be withheld from me, that I have pursued and invested in, that I'm willing to go the distance to pull myself through. Finally, I'm going to leave you with this truth. A lot of people find themselves disappointed on what they believe to be the limits to what they can do. They find themselves disappointed in because they believe this is the cap. This is what I am going to do. I max out here. And that's not what you can do. What we are capable of doing is not what is disappointing, because if we truly search ourselves and we truly are honest with ourselves, we will find that we can do exceptional and extraordinary things, that things that we perceive to be limitations were only challenges. The disappointment is that we settle for less. I'm going to leave you with that. And before I go, I want to point you to the description box. Look, if you are really truly looking to change your life, you're really truly believing that there's something better for you, and you've been fighting and you've been striving, I want to help you. I want to help you. I want to show you a path to something exceptional. I want to show you a path that I've traveled and I've tread many times to achieve many things. And I want to show you how you apply this principle of behavior, of thought, of processing to anything you desire to acquire. And what I've decided to do is I am going to do, for today only, I am going to do free upgrades on my premium packages. They are listed in the description box. And no, these aren't free. These are for my heavy hitters. These are people who come to me and they're ready to really invest in themselves. And I know it's not for everybody, and understand that I'm okay with that. And you have to be okay with it too. You have to know where you're at, and you have to know what you're willing to do and what you're capable of doing. But what I want are people who are really relevant. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to meet you halfway. So I'm going to give a free upgrade, regardless of what package you order. If you order, for instance, the bronze package, you will automatically be upgraded to the silver package. I'll show you. The bronze package is 12 weeks. The silver package is 18 weeks. The gold package is 26 weeks, and the platinum package is 52 weeks. And this is what I'm going to do, since there's not a package above the platinum package. I listed it in there, but this is what I'm going to do. You purchase the platinum package, I'm going to double it. So it's 2 years. You'd be surprised. I've got people who have been with me longer, because they know that there's always a next level. And so they keep coming back because they keep getting better. And so it's whatever you want to do, but it's for people who are ready to make a difference. I mean, and I'm not saying that you can't do this in many other ways, but what I'm saying is the people that I work with get remarkable and exceptional results. And I'm offering that to you, and I'm doubling down on it. That's my investment in you. You invest in you, I'll double down on it. You invest, I will take what you invest and I will upgrade you. Now that's all up to you. And this is only for the people who are really truly serious, because I take what I do serious and I give everything I have. And I expect the people who sit in front of me to do the same thing, because that's where things happen. That's where remarkable happens. That's where extraordinary takes place. And I love to see it in the lives of the people that I work with. On that note, look, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. As I always say, I live my life on full, so that when I leave this place, I die on E. I'm challenging you to do the same thing. On that note, I am out of here. See you soon.